The MV Kerlogue was built in Rotterdam in 1939, was 140 feet long and had a crew of 11. She was a coaster. These were smaller freight ships that would transport goods along the coast of Ireland because the internal transport system was inadequate. At the outbreak of war, coasters like the MV Kerlogue found themselves on voyages for which they were not intended. The usual route was to carry Irish agricultural exports to Britain. There they were refuelled and took on a British export to Spain or Portugal, often coal for the Lisbon Electric Power Station. They travelled along the line of longitude at 12 degrees west, while Allied convoys to Gibraltar were 20 degrees west. On the 2nd of April 1941, a British convoy was attacked by German bombers 2 miles south of Tusker Rock. A burning oil tanker and a crippled collier, the Wild Rose, along with their crew of 13 were rescued, and a ship towed by the Kerlogue to Rosslare and beached before sinking. On the 23rd of October 1943, 130 miles south of Ireland with a cargo of coal, the Kerlogue was circled by an RAF Sunderland flying boat. 3 hours later she was attacked by 2 Polish fighter squadron Mosquito aircraft. For 20 minutes they repeatedly dived on the Kerlogue, firing their cannons. Another RAF Sunderland came by at 6 in the evening. By Aldi's lamp, the Kerlogue requested an escort and medical assistance. The Sunderland replied that help could not be given. The Kerlogue limped back to Cove. When her cargo of coal was discharged, shell fragments of British origin were found. It was that cargo of coal which saved the Kerlogue. Without it, the shells would have penetrated her hull. On the 29th of December 1943, the Kerlogue was 360 miles south of Fastnet Rock, on passage from Lisbon to Dublin, when she was circled by a German reconnaissance aircraft signalling SOS. The Kerlogue followed and came upon an appalling scene. 700 men, most of them dead, were in the water. The German Z-27 destroyer and 2 torpedo boats had been sunk. The Kerlogue spent 10 hours plucking the 168 survivors out of the water. 4 died on board. The cargo of oranges saved the rescued from dehydration. Captain Donoghue ignored the German and British request to bring the survivors to them and instead brought them to Cove. The rescued Germans remained at the current internment camp until the war was over. 2 are buried in Glen Cree German War Cemetery. Lieutenant Commander Joachim Quendenfeld, who was the senior German officer rescued, described, "The little ship bravely moving through the enormous waves to pick up more and more of my comrades."